All right, we are going to go through the steps on how to make a design on the laser engraver. So we're going to start by opening up Lightburn. Now, unfortunately, we can't put the dimensions of the wood that we have in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a temporary box. I'm going to delete this later, but I'm going to create one. And I'm going to try to get it 8 by 8. Now I'm going to go up my arrow, move it where I can look at it. And then you see right here, the width and height. I'm going to get this. I'm going to click on that and see how that's moving. I'm going to get that to approximately 8, as close as I can. That's pretty close. And I'm going to get this one to 8 also, as close as I can get it. All right, that gives me an idea of how big the wood that I have in is. So you'd have to make that to the size of your wood. All right, if I want to add a picture, I'm just going to minimize this. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in Brandon Valley Lynch logo. And these are ones that I get. So I'm going to go with, and I'm going to go images. Black and white ones will work better. So I'm going to do this one here. And I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to put it in laser pictures and I'll just call it links to. And I'm going to save. Okay. Now I go back here, open this back up, and I'm going to import a picture. So I go File, Import, and I thought I put it in Pictures, but I didn't. I called it Links To. So I'm just going to click on here and open that up. Now that's too big, so I'm going to decrease the size of it. And then move it to where I want it. I'm going to put it there. Now, I have to do what's called a trace map. So on this picture here, I'm going to go File. I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to go to Trace Image. So I'm going to trace this image here. And that what it's going to do is trace those lines out. I'm going to hit OK on this one. Now, it should have the image trace. I wonder if I'm going to try this one more time. Tools. Maybe I already traced it. Sorry, I'm trying to get this out of the way here. Okay, so this one I want to delete. This is the original. This is the one that's been traced. So now I can put that right there. That's what it's going to carve or burn. If I want to put some text in there, I can click here. And then I can change the type of text I'm using. So I'll just go this one here. And I can change the height of that text. So I'm just going to go Brandon Valley. Let's type in Brandon Valley. Now it's too big. So even if I move it, so I can decrease the size here and move it to where I want to. So let's say that's where I want it right there. I'm going to be happy with this where it is right here. Obviously I can adjust things if needed. But I have those. If I want to add a design around it, if I wanted to put a circle, I could put a circle here. And I guess I'll do that just for the heck of it. So now we have a circle in there. This right now, it will try to burn too. So I'm going to delete this. Let's say I'm happy with what I have here. I'm going to delete that because I was just using that as a guideline. So I'm going to just highlight it and push the delete button, and that deletes it. Now this is what we have right here. From this point, I want to save it. So I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to save it in Designs, and I'm just going to call it Example 1. And I'll hit Save. Now, from that point, I'm going to have to move on to the machine. So I'll have to start the machine up, and then I'll hit send down here, and that will send it to the machine. And the rest of the video we'll have to do from a camcorder. So we'll stop there for now. All right, now we're going to go from the machine here, or from the computer to the machine. So the first thing we have to do is turn everything on. I have a power strip back here. Turn the power strip on, and now things are going to get noisy. The other thing I have to do is turn on the actual laser engraver, and that's just right there. And then that will move as it's getting set. Remember I said we had to hit send? I'm going to hit send here, if you can see this. That was a little hard to get everything here, but I'm going to hit send. And then this will pop up. I got to hit OK. And I already have send it there, so I'm just going to override it. But normally it would be a new one. Now I come over here, and this button that says File, I'm going to hit File. And there it shows up, along with some others. So I want to move it to Mine. And if I have to go up and down, I can move there. But mine is called Example, so it's the top one up there. So I get it to Example. Right. So that's the one I want to use. And hit Enter. Okay, now I want to lower the bed of the machine. See this bed here? Okay, to do that, this ZU, I'm going to push that, and we get things that show up over here. And I want it to be on that Z move, which is up and down. So now, if I hit this button here, it raises the bed. If I hold this button, it lowers the bed. So I'm going to get my piece of wood and set it in there. Now at this point I should have marked the center of my wood. So I'm going to say I did on this one. And you can see that red dot, that's just a light, that's not a laser. But I'm going to line that up with the center of my wood. That dot that I made in the center of my wood. Okay? Now, I'm going to go to this button here, and I'm going to go down until I get all the way down to autofocus at the bottom. So I'm going to keep moving this. I get down to autofocus, and I'm going to hit Enter. And then it will raise that up, and then it'll lower it back down a little bit. That gold pen on the side needs to be over top of your wood. Okay. So we have it centered on there. Now I'm going to hit frame. And when I push frame, it's going to go around and it's going to show where the outline of that cut is going to be. So it's going to fit on this sample of wood that I have. Okay? So I framed it. Now I'm ready. Now I push start. And now it begins carving. And it's a little hard to see, it's doing the very bottom now. And it'll take a few minutes, probably about 10 minutes to carve this. And when it's done, I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm going to pause this for now. Okay, it finished. So this is what it looks like. We can lower the bed down. Remove this out of here. Oops, gotta get it. I'll set it down so we can see. That's what we got. Now, I'm just going to hit reset there. Which I don't even have to do. And then shut off our machine unless someone else is using it. And then we're good.